Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bernie Strom, and this is my YouTube channel. Today, we are at Fenway Park in Boston. It is July 11th, 1914, and we're here for a special occasion. That occasion is the Major League pitching debut of Babe Ruth. When I first started to do my broadcasts here on YouTube, the first game that I broadcast was the first game of the 1912 season on April 18th, 1912. That was the opening day of Fenway Park, and that was an exciting day for me personally and this channel as we began on a high note as the 1912 Red Sox were the first dead ball team that I had broadcast. Today, I'd have to rate this surpassing that broadcast, although it is January 10th, 2024. On my screen, it's July 11th, 1914, and Babe Ruth, who is the greatest player, without a doubt, who ever played the game of baseball, will be making his major league debut. As you can see on the screen, the Red Sox are in second place in the American League, one game behind the Philadelphia A's. Philly has been on a hot streak of late. They've won 8 of the last 10 to take over first place. The Red Sox, who have spent most of the season in first place, are 5-5 over the last 10 games and have surrendered the first place position to Philadelphia, who won the American League in real life, and the Red Sox finished second in real life. However, they were 8.5 games back when that season ended. Joe Jackson for the shoeless Joe Jackson for the Cleveland Naps is the AL batting leader. He's on the field today for Cleveland. And Babe Ruth, who's making his pitching debut, will be facing Willie Mitchell, who leads the American League, is tied with Leonard with 14 victories. He's 1-1 versus the Red Sox with a 3.50 ERA. And you see in the National League, the New York Giants are running away with the National League pennant. They are 12.5 games ahead of the second place, Brooklyn Robins, and Cincinnati. Cincinnati is 14 games back, a distant third at 37-37. Okay, let's go down to the field, check the lineups. I do play as-played lineups with a few exceptions. We are going to make some changes here in the Boston lineup as the Red Sox had some injuries and didn't play these guys a lot. There was no disabled list in those days, so they just sat in the bench. But they are available, and we are going to put them in the field. Where is my pal Harry Hooper? Well, Harry Hooper's not on there. Duffy Lewis is, however. So we'll put Duffy in left field to replace Hendrickson. Hooper must be moved on the out of the park baseball disabled list, so we will leave him out of today's game. And that's the lineup we're going to go with. So we can then start the game. We have to make one more change here, as when I do the broadcasting, although I manage the team offline, when I do the broadcasting, I let the AI manage the team so I can concentrate on the broadcast. Okay, here we are, first inning in Fenway Park, July 11th, 1914, for Babe Ruth's Major League debut. The Cleveland Naps will have the following lineup: Jack Graney in left field, batting first. Terry Turner at third, batting second. Shoeless Joe Jackson leading the American League in batting at a .336 clip. Batting third, he's in right field. Nap LaJoy, who the Cleveland team is named after, at second, batting fourth. Jack Kirk, first base, batting fifth. Ray Chapman at short, batting sixth. Nemo Leibold in center, batting seventh. The catcher, Steve O'Neill, batting eighth. And as I mentioned earlier, Willie Mitchell, who leads the American League with a record of 14-2. He's tied with Dutch Leonard of the Red Sox, Dutch Leonard of the Red Sox for the most wins in the season. In the outfield for the Red Sox, Lewis in left, Speaker in center, Reig in right, replacing Hall of Famer Harry Hooper. At third is Larry Gardner. At short, Everett Scott. Steve Yerke's at second. Hal Janvin at first, the Red Sox usual infield. Let's move this little thing out of the way as Bill Kerrigan is doing the catching. He's the manager for the Red Sox. And here we go. Babe Ruth, opening day, age 19, throws left, 6'2", 215 pounds. And he's got a lot of potential, according to the game. He's got the ball. He looks in at Graney. Graney batting .268, no home runs, 23 RBIs. And I throw in 16 stolen bases because the running game is the most important thing in dead ball baseball. Lefty batter against the lefty Ruth. Is Babe Ruth's first pitch in his major league career. And there's a fly ball to center field. Speaker coming in, puts it away, and there is one down here in the top of the first. Stepping in, Terry Turner from the right side, a .276 hitter, no home runs, 27 RBIs, and 9 stolen bases. Ruth has the sign. He's into his windup. And he hits a bounding ball to Janvin at first, who's going to take it to the bag unassisted. 2 up. 2 down here for the Cleveland Naps in the top of the first inning. Shoeless Joe Jackson, the league leading batter at .336, 2 home runs, 38 RBIs. Jackson has a flame next to his name here in the lineup. That indicates he's hot, and why not? He is one of the best batters in Major League Baseball in 1914. Babe Ruth, a lefty versus a lefty, winds and fires. And there is a line drive in the right field. That ball is stopped by Reig, but Jackson rounds first. He's going to go in a second standing. He's going to go back. He thought about making it a triple, but he stayed on second. That's his 10th double of the year. And that is the first major league hit off of Babe Ruth. Jackson on second as Buckshot stops by. Nice to see you, Buckshot. Thank you for coming by to watch this game. Babe Ruth checks Jackson at second. Jackson has 9 stolen bases. Nap LaJoy stepping in, a .305 hitter, 42 runs batted in, 10 stolen bases. And here's the pitch. And there is a base hit in the center field. Tris Speaker picks it up. He's going to throw home. That ball gets away from the catcher. Jackson slides to score the first run of the game off Babe Ruth. And LaJoy, as I pronounced it incorrectly as LaJoy before, I apologize. LaJoy has a run-scoring single, goes to second on the center fielder's error. Tris Speaker. Speaker has made a rare error. He doesn't do that very often. He is a reliable center fielder for this team. 1-0 Cleveland. Babe Ruth is already behind as Jay Kirk stepping in. .312 hitter in part-time action. 4 RBIs. No stolen bases. LaJoy takes his lead. Ruth into his windup. Here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball to second. Over to Janvin at first for the out. Top of the first is over. Cleveland takes a 1-0 lead, headed to the bottom of the first inning. Time for a little sip of water here in Las Vegas. I woke up this morning in Las Vegas. It was 29 or 30 degrees. I'm not sure which one, but it was cold. Mitchell on the mound. He is 14-2 with a 1.84 ERA on the season. The Red Sox lineup he will be facing: Duffy Lewis batting first and left, Everett Scott batting second at short, Tris Speaker batting third in center field, Larry Gardner, the cleanup hitter, at third, Hal Janvin, the first baseman, batting fifth, Wally Reed replacing the injured Harry Hooper in right field. He is batting sixth. Steve Yerkes at second, batting seventh. The manager, Bill Kerrigan, catching, batting eighth. And Babe Ruth, the pitcher, and batting ninth. In the field, Graney, Leibold, and Jackson man the outfield. Turner, Chapman, Lajoie, Kirk in the infield. O'Neill catching. The lefty Mitchell on the mound to face Lewis. And here's his first pitch. Actually, it was his fourth pitch because he walks Duffy Lewis on 4 pitches. Lewis on first. Lewis with 23 stolen bases. He is a threat to steal. Everett Scott batting .215 with 11 RBIs. He's a threat to bunt. Mitchell checks Lewis at first. He's into the windup. There goes Lewis, but he's going to be out by about 10 feet. There's the tag. Duffy Lewis is caught stealing second. One down here in the bottom of the first with Everett Scott up. Scott has nobody on now. Here's Mitchell's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down for the Red Sox. Bottom of the first inning, trailing 1-0. Tris Speaker, who threw home, the ball got by the catcher for an error and allowed the run to score in the first inning. Stepping in, batting .309, 4 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Tris Speaker and Harry Hooper, along with Duffy Lewis, the $1 million Red Sox outfield in 1914, lead the Red Sox in almost every batting category in this season so far. And here's Mitchell's pitch. And he strikes him out. Mitchell has a fabulous first inning. Only faces 3 batters because of the caught stealing. And we go to the top of the second inning, Cleveland leading 1-0. Top of the second, Chapman, Leibold, and O'Neill due up. Chapman, .228, 7 RBIs, 10 stolen bases. Babe Ruth into his second inning. Here's the pitch. And there's a bunt down the third baseline. He's bunting for a hit. Gardner up with it, throws to first, but it's not going to be in time as Chapman beats it out for a base hit. Third hit of the game for Cleveland here in the second inning with nobody out. Nebo Leibold batting .284, 26 RBIs, 8 stolen bases. Stepping in, Chapman is somewhat of a threat to steal second base. Let's see if we're going to have a sacrifice, a steal, or a hit. Here's Ruth's pitch. There's the sacrifice attempt. Gardner up with it. Throws to first. He's got him. And like happens in every dead ball game, with a runner on first and no outs, the next guy bunts. Doesn't matter if he's the cleanup hitter, the leadoff hitter, or the number 9 hitter here in dead ball baseball. Steve O'Neill, a .257 hitter, home run, 14 runs batted in. Only 1 stolen base on the year, which would indicate he's not that fast. Chapman at second. He's in scoring position with 1 out. Ruth checks on him. Here's the pitch. And there's a line drive right back to Ruth. Ruth throws to short. but he wasn't even on the bag. 2 away, top of the second. Babe Ruth to face the pitcher, Willie Mitchell. Willie Mitchell, a 175 hitter. 10 hits, 57 at-bats for the 14-game winner. He does have a home run. Here's the pitch by Ruth, and there's a swing and a miss. But the ball gets away from the catcher. It's a pass ball. Ray Chapman goes to third. Mitchell still up there with the second run for Cleveland, 90 feet away. Ruth glances over at third. Here's the pitch. Mitchell swings late, strikes out to end the inning. At the end of 1.5, Cleveland leads Boston 1-0. Here we go, bottom of the second. Gardner, Janvin, and Rigdo up. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'll have to check that out. And if that's not correct, I'll fix it for the next game. Gardner, 3 home runs, 34 runs batted in, 24 RBIs, leads off against left-hander Mitchell. Here's his pitch. There's a ground ball back to the mound. Mitchell picks it up, throws it to first for the out. 1 up, 1 down, bottom of the second. Kirk throws it back to Mitchell. As Hal Janvin steps in, no home runs, 13 runs batted in, 281. He has 20 stolen bases. The Red Sox have 4 players on their starting team in excess of 20 stolen bases, only halfway through the season. Janvin taps his bat on home plate. Mitchell stares in to get the sign. Here's the pitch. And there's a bunt attempt right back at the mound. I don't think he wanted to throw it there. He is going to be safe. His speed beat it out, even though the bunt wasn't placed where he wanted it. It was more towards the mound than down the third baseline. But he is on first base, and that is the first hit of the game. In dead ball, the first hit of the game being a bunt single isn't the insult it would be today in Major League Baseball. No hits. The first hit is a bunt. That would get the guy hit the next time he stood in the batter's box. Janvin at first, 20 stolen bases. He is a threat to steal. Rieg up. In limited action this year, he's batting .351, 13 hits, 37 at-bats. Janvin holds first. There's the swing, and there's a fly ball into center field. In comes the center fielder. He puts it away for the second out of the inning. Leibold throws it back into the infield. 2 outs now, runner at first. Yerke's up. 2 outs, there'll be no bunt, but Janvin may try to steal. Let's find out. Mitchell checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. There he goes. He slides head first into second base, and that ball is too late. Janvin steals second base. That's his 21st stolen base of the season. Mitchell now has Janvin at second in scoring position. Red Sox with 2 outs. Yerke's up. Mitchell checks the runner. Here's the pitch. He swings. That ball is popped up. First baseman calls for it. Puts it away to end the inning at the end of 2, 1-0 Cleveland. Top of the third inning. Top of the order for the Cleveland Naps, Graney Turner and shoeless Joe Jackson. Babe Ruth into his third inning. He's had a little rough so far, but he is a rookie. Let's give the guy a break. He may turn out to be something. Ruth has his sign. Here's the pitch. There's a bounding ball to shortstop. Everett Scott scoops it up over to first for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Terry Turner 0 for 1 on the day, batting .275. Here's Ruth's pitch. There's a ground ball to second base. Yerke's over to his left, picks it up. Short throw to first for the out. 2 up, 2 down, top of the third with shoeless Joe Jackson, who's 1 for 1 today. Batting .339, leading the American League in batting. Here's Ruth's pitch to Jackson. Jackson hits a fly ball in the left field to the left moving Duffy Lewis. He puts it away for the out, and Babe Ruth gets his first 1-2-3 inning in his major league career. We go to the bottom of the third. Cleveland leads Boston 1-0. Bottom of the third, we have the bottom of the Red Sox order leading off in the catcher Kerrigan, followed by Babe Ruth's first major league at bat. Then we move to the top of the order for Duffy Lewis. Lord Judgment 1818 stops by. Thank you very much. I would much rather have broadcast this game tonight when we would have had a big crowd, but my granddaughter's having her 7th birthday on Friday. First thing early tomorrow morning, I hop a plane on Southwest Airlines to go visit them in San Jose. And tonight we're packing, so the game was at 4 o'clock Eastern time this afternoon. The best I could do. If you're not watching it live, I hope you enjoy the game if you get to see it tonight or in subsequent days. Kerrigan to face Mitchell. Mitchell has allowed only 1 hit so far today. He's into his windup. Kerrigan hits a ground ball. The first, Mitchell over to cover the bag. He's out as Kirk fed him perfectly. Babe Ruth. This is his first major league at bat. I'm not going to say anything. We're just going to watch. And there it is. There's a ground ball in the right field for the Red Sox second hit of the day. Babe Ruth singles his first at bat in my major league universe. He is on first base with a batting average of 1,000. He's at first. I don't have to check. I do not think he's a very speedy runner, so who knows? Doug Hunt checks in. Doug, thank you for coming by. I greatly appreciate it. Duffy Lewis, the top of the order, steps in. He walked his first time up. Ruth on first. Mitchell into his windup. Here's the pitch. And there's a fly ball in the gap in the left field. That's down. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Babe Ruth going to third. Let's see what he does. He rounds third. He's going to come home. Babe Ruth scores the tying run. The Red Sox have tied this game up 1-1 on a Duffy Lewis double and a Babe Ruth run scored. Lewis is at second. There's only 1 out for the Red Sox. He represents the go-ahead run. Everett Scott batting .214, 0 for 1 today. Stepping in to face the left-handed Mitchell. Mitchell checks Lewis. Here's the pitch. That's a base hit in the left field that drops in front of the left fielder. Will Lewis come home? No, that ball, he had to hold up. We didn't know if that was going to be caught or not. Everett singles to left, Lewis to third. Red Sox are in business with their best hitter, Tris Speaker, up. Tris Speaker 0 for 1 today. Committed an error in the first inning to allow the Cleveland Naps run as his throw to home plate on a base hit went wild. The runner scored from second. Speaker batting .308. 20 stolen bases. Everett Scott only with 7. Most likely not a stolen base candidate, but let's see. Mitchell's into his windup. The pitch. Speaker hits a fly ball in the left field. Backing up is the left fielder for Cleveland. The runner on third is going to score easily as the throw comes in to third base. Red Sox now lead 2-1, bottom of the third. Tris Speaker, sacrifice fly, scores the go-ahead run with Scott at first. Larry Gardner up 0 for 1 today. 230 on the season. Mitchell checks Scott at first. Here's the pitch. There goes Scott. He is out. That will end the inning. The Red Sox lead 2-1, however, as they score 2 runs in the bottom of the inning. We go to the top of the fourth. Babe Ruth steps onto the mound with his first major league lead here in the fourth inning of his first game. Red Sox 2-4-1, Cleveland 1-3-0. Lajoie, Kirk, and Chapman do up. Lajoie 308, 1 for 1. They gave him an RBI on that play, so they must have gave did they give Speaker an error? Let's check Speaker. Did he commit an error today? I don't know if this will show it. No, that just shows his batting. Let's go back to the game. I do think we can go to the log to find out, however. That's not where we go. Game log, here we are. Lajoie, single line drive. Joe Jackson III, throwing error on the center fielder. Jackson scores. Lajoie to second. Well, they must have gave him the RBI because he was going to score anyway. The error is because Lajoie went to second. So, out of the park baseball, scored that correctly. Babe Ruth here in the top of the fourth. Here's his pitch to Lajoie. He lays down a bunt looking for a base hit. Kerrigan up with it, throws to first. He is out. 1 down, top of the fourth. Kirk stepping in 0 for 1. 303 on the season in part-time work. Here's the pitch by Ruth. Another bunt for a hit, but that ball went foul. Ruth's going to have to do this again. Here it is. Here's the pitch. There's a bounding ball to first base. Janvrin picks it up. Couple of steps on the bag for the unassisted out. Ruth has 2 outs here in the top of the fourth to face Ray Chapman, who's 1 for 1, hitting .237. Here's Ruth's 3-2 pitch. And there's a ground ball to Scott. It's short. He charges the ball up with it, throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the fourth, Boston leading 2-1. Mitchell here in the bottom of the fourth will face the heart of the Red Sox order, Gardner, Janvin, and Rigg, 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Larry Gardner 0 for 1, 230 on the year. Gardner, 21 stolen bases. He's a threat to steal if he gets on. Here's Mitchell's pitch. And he swings and misses. Strike 3. 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth. Janvin stepping in. He's 1 for 1 today. Janvin also a threat to steal if he gets on. Mitchell's into his windup. Here's the pitch. There is a bounding ball to third. He's up with it. Throws to first for the out. 2 up, 2 down for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the fourth. As Turner made a good play there at third base. Wally Rigg stepping in 0 for 1. 342 in limited action for the Red Sox this season. Here's Mitchell's pitch. There's the swing. There's a routine fly ball to center field. That is going to be the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Red Sox as we move to the top of the fifth. 2-1 Boston. Top of the fifth is bottom third of the Naps order. Labeled O'Neill and Mitchell to face Babe Ruth, who all of a sudden has his lead here of 2-1 here in Fenway Park on July 11th, 1914. Ruth has the sign. Here's the pitch. There's the swing is a fly ball in the right field. Rig over it. A few steps, puts it away for the out. One down, Steve O'Neill hitting .255. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Only one stolen base. He plays, looks like he plays about half the time for the Naps. Here's Ruth's pitch. And there's a ground ball to the right of the second baseman. Yerkes dives. That ball is going to get through into right field. Rounding first and going back to the bag is O'Neill, the catcher. Willie Mitchell, the pitcher, stepping in. Only one out. O'Neill at first. Mitchell, a 172 hitter, 0 for 1 on the day. My guess is with O'Neill, they're going to bunt Mitchell. Let's see if Ruth pitches to that. There's the bunt. It's going to be taken by the first baseman, Jervin, over to Yerkes covering first base from the second base position. Runner will go to second. And here we go. 2 away, top of the fifth inning. O'Neill at second base. I need to take a pause for a second if you'll hold on. That's the problem with live broadcast is over YouTube. Every now and then there's an emergency you have to deal with. I just dealt with it, and we're back to the field as Jack Graney steps in the left field. They're 0 for 2 today, batting .266. Babe Ruth has O'Neill on second, who was bunted there by the pitcher Mitchell with 2 outs. Ruth's into his windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Inning is over. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Babe Ruth's major league debut. The Boston Red Sox lead 2-1. Mitchell, here in the bottom of the fifth, will face the bottom third of the Red Sox order, Yerkes, Kerrigan, Ruth. Yerkes hitting an even .200, 0 for 1 on the day. Mitchell looking for his 15th win. Cleveland needs to score a couple of runs for him to get it, however. Here's his pitch to Yerkes. There is a routine fly ball to right field. It is caught for the out. Jackson throws it in. Mitchell has one down here in the bottom of the fifth with Bill Kerrigan 0 for 1. He's the player manager of the Red Sox, hitting .224. And he is one of only 2 players, other than the pitcher in the Red Sox starting lineup, that does not have a stolen base this season. Mitchell throws from the left side. Here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball to short. He's up with it. Throws to first for the out. 2 down, bottom of the fifth. Chapman made a great play. Mitchell will now face Babe Ruth, who is batting 1,000. He singled to right field on the ground for his first major league at-bat. And I'm not going to call it. We'll just watch his second at-bat. And he strikes out. He checked his swing, but he did not stop soon enough. He is out. We go to the top of the sixth. Boston leading 2-1. Checking the attendance today, only 6,952 at Fenway Park. It's partly cloudy, a beautiful 77 degrees, partly cloudy. Wind is right to left at 13 miles an hour. Checking the out-of-town scoreboard, the Senators lead the Tigers 1-0. Reds and Brooklyn all tied in the fifth at 1. The Phillies and Pirates tied at 1. St. Louis and the Giants, no score, and the Braves leading the Cubs 1-0 after 2 innings. The Philadelphia A's and St. Louis Browns have not started yet. Yankees and White Sox tied in the sixth at Yankee Stadium. And we've made our way around. We'll put that away. That's what's happening in the out-of-town scoreboard. Here in the top of the sixth, Babe Ruth to face Turner, Jackson, and Lajoie. Ruth, after 5 innings, has allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 2, walked no one, and here's his pitch to Turner. Fly ball in the left field. Lewis, that's going to drop in front of Lewis. He picks it up on a hop. He backed up on that. He either misjudged it or didn't want to try to dive for it and give up more than a base hit. Lead runner on with a single here in the top of the sixth. Turner, who has 9 stolen bases, is on first. Joe Jackson batting .338, leading the American League. I'm not sure the AI would have him bunt, so I'm betting Turner's running. Ruth checks Turner, trying to keep him close. Here's the pitch to Jackson. And they're going to have him bunt. That's dead ball baseball. He's going to be safe at first, however. That's a base hit. Now you know why the AI is the AI and I'm not managing, because Joe Jackson has a base hit. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Cleveland threatening to tie the game and take a lead here in the top of the sixth off of Babe Ruth. Lajoie stepping in, batting .307, 1 for 2 on the day. He bats from the right. Ruth pitches from the left. Here's the pitch. And there's another sacrifice attempt. Kerrigan jumps out, throws to first. They got him for the out, 2-3. Runners advance to second and third. And there you have dead ball baseball at its finest. 2 guys could be the best 2 hitters in baseball if you think about it from time to time. Jackson and Lajoie bunted here in the 6th inning. That might have done Babe Ruth a favor. He's got runners on second and third. Infield coming in. Pinch hitter for Cleveland, sending up Fred Karish, batting .229, a home run, 9 runs batted in. Only 3 stolen bases. He's not that speedy, but let's see what Ruth does with these guys. Here's the pitch. And it's ball 4. Ruth walks him. He pitched him carefully with an open base at first. Infield still in. Now, instead of having to tag the runner at home, they've got a force play at the plate. Ray Chapman 1 for 2 on the day, .235 on the season. Dwayne March steps in. Thank you for checking in, Dwayne. I don't know if you just got home or you're still at work, but it's certainly nice to see you. Thank you for coming by. Chapman with the bases loaded. Bruce really first jam he's been in. And here's the pitch. Then there's a fly ball into short center field. Speaker coming in. He's going to take it. He's going to throw back into second base. They're not even going to try to score that runner. There's now 2 outs. Babe Ruth is going to face Nemo Leopold, 0 for 1. .283 on the season. Left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher, bases loaded. With 2 outs, the infield moves back, and here's the pitch from Babe Ruth. And there's a pop-up. First baseman's going to get it in the short right field. The Cleveland Indians do not score, leave the bases loaded, and at the end of 5.5, Boston leads 2-1. We've had some exciting games on the network the last couple of weeks. We've had a walk-off, we've had a one-run game, and I'm not sure what happened the last game, but I think it was another one-run game. All of them have been low scoring, but that's what dead ball's all about. The scoring was not something that they did much of in 1914. Lewis, Scott, and Speaker, the top of the order, due up to face Mitchell, who's pitched 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs allowed, struck out 4, walked 1. He's going for his league-leading 15th victory today. He's going to need a little help, and Cleveland has yet to provide that for him offensively. Here's the pitch to Lewis here in the bottom of the 6th. He swings. He hits a ground ball to second. Up with it. Over to first. 1 up, 1 down. As Lajoie makes the play. Everett Scott 1 for 2. 217 on the season. Here's Mitchell's pitch. He swings. That is a line drive just over the first baseman's head in the right field. Scott takes a big turn, goes back. Jackson throws it in. Red Sox have a runner on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Scott takes his lead. Tris Speaker stepping in 0 for 1 today. He does have an RBI. He had a sacrifice fly for one of the Red Sox 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lefty Mitchell against lefty Speaker. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. That looked like it was a pitch out. He is caught stealing. 2nd time today, Scott has been thrown out. Tris Speaker now facing Mitchell with the bases empty and 2 away. Here's Mitchell's pitch. Ball 4, Tris Speaker walks, and Red Sox have a runner on first with 2 away. Speaker takes his lead, a threat to steal. Gardner stepping in, hitting .229. That Flame says he's on a hot streak. 34 runs batted in for the Red Sox 3rd baseman. Here's the pitch. That is a line drive into center field. That's going to drop in front of the center fielder. Speaker didn't hesitate. Rounded second, goes into 3rd standing. The Red Sox have runners on 1st and 3rd with 2 away. Hal Janvin 1 for 2 stepping in, 13 runs batted in on the season. Batting .283. Gardner at first, Speaker at 3rd, both of them speedy runners. Babe Ruth pitched out of his jam in the 6th. Let's see what Mitchell can do as he's into the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a swing and a miss. The inning is over. Both Ruth and Mitchell get out of their jams in the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th. Red Sox 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Cleveland 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. Cleveland here in the top of the 7th inning will send up O'Neill, Mitchell, the top of the order, Graney. Cleveland needs a run to tie this game up, so Mitchell has a chance to win his 15th game. O'Neill 1 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. There is a fly ball in the center field. It's going to be caught by Speaker. One down. Pitcher Willie Mitchell stepping in, 0 for 1, had a sacrifice earlier. Here's Ruth's pitch to Mitchell. Mitchell swings, hits a fly ball to right center field over his Reed, calling off Speaker, who backs him up. 2 up, 2 down. Top of the order, Jack Graney, 0 for 3 today. His average down at 265. Ruth has the sign. Here's the pitch. There is a fly ball in the right field. In foul territory, Reed puts it away. Here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Red Sox leading 2-1, 2-6-1. Cleveland 1-6-1. We've got a great game between Willie Mitchell, who tied for the league lead with 14 victories, and Babe Ruth, who is pitching his major league debut. Reed, Yerkes, and Kerrigan due up for the Red Sox. If one of those guys gets on, you'll see Babe Ruth again. Here's Lefty Mitchell into his windup. There's a ground ball to short. It's over to first for the out. Chapman makes the play, 1 down. We have a new first baseman here. Johnny Bassler for Cleveland. He's played in 26 games, 40 at-bats, a home run, 5 RBIs. He's batting .275 in the season. He goes to first. Yerkes, the second baseman, 0 for 2 today. His average just slipped below 200 to 199. Here's Mitchell's pitch. There's another ground ball to Chapman. He comes in on this one, picks it up, throws to Bassett first. 2 up, 2 down, bottom of the 7th. Bill Kerrigan stepping in. The manager's 0 for 2. Speaking of twos, he's batting .222. Here's Mitchell's pitch. Ball 4. Kerrigan walks. The AI for out-of-the-park baseball tends to walk the 8th hitter if there's nobody else on, because due up is the pitcher. However, if Mitchell knew what Babe Ruth was going to do over the next 15 to 20 seasons, he might not have done that. Babe Ruth batting .500, 1 for 2. Kerrigan on first. He is not a stolen base candidate. Mitchell checks on him. Here's the pitch. And Babe Ruth strikes out for the second time today. That's the inning. We go to the top of the 8th, still 2-1 Boston. Turner, Jackson, Lajoie due up for Cleveland. Babe Ruth now, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, a walk. Ruth gets the sign from Kerrigan. He's into the windup. Here's the pitch to Turner. He swings, he hits a line drive in the right field. That drops in front of Reed for a base hit. Turner rounds the bag, goes back. Lead runner on for Cleveland. Turner today, I'm not sure what he did today. We'd have to go to another screen. Let's see. Turner today, 4 at-bats, 2 hits. He's had a good day for the Naps. He is possibly a stolen base candidate, only with 9 stolen bases. Not sure they're going to let him run. But Joe Jackson, who sacrificed his last time up, is 2 for 3. Here's the pitch. And he's going to do it again. There's a bunt right back to the mound, but it did not hit the ground. Ruth catches it for the out. And that didn't work, as Turner had a hold at first as Jackson pops up to the pitcher on a bunt attempt. Lajoie stepping in, 1 for 2, an RBI today. He knocked in the first run and the only run Cleveland has. Ruth checks Turner. Here's the pitch. Lajoie swings. He hits a line drive in the left field. That will drop for a base hit. Lewis picks it up. Runner's going to go to third, and he's going to be safe. That was quite a video from out of the park baseball. It looked like they could have thrown him out, but the truth of the matter is the play is predetermined. Once you click on number 1 or hit the key number 1, the play is determined, then the screen plays out what has already been determined. I'm not sure how they do it, but sometimes it doesn't look quite right, and it didn't look quite right then. Lajoie on first, Turner at third. Only 1 down for Cleveland. They're threatening to tie the game. They're sending up a pinch hitter. Ivy Olson is a starting player with a .322 average, 21 RBIs. 8 stolen bases on the season. He's a right-handed batter facing the left-handed Ruth, checking Turner and Lajoie, trying to keep him close. Here's Ruth's pitch. And that is a base hit into center field, just over the second baseman's head. Speaker up with it. Runner holds at second. Game now tied at 2. Ruth has allowed 9 hits in his major league debut. He's got Lajoie at second, Olson at first. Ray Chapman up 1 for 3, 232 on the season. 1 out for Cleveland. Ruth still in there. Checking the runners. Here's the pitch by Babe Ruth. Base hit in the left field. 10th hit of the day for Cleveland. That gets by the left field to Lewis. Runner's going to score. Lewis back to get it, picks it up. Runners advance to second and third. And Cleveland now has a 3-2 lead as Babe Ruth surrenders 2 runs here in the top of the 8th. Cleveland looking to beat Babe Ruth. In reality, Babe Ruth won his first start, but if they're going to win his first start, the Red Sox are going to have to come from behind, and they have only 6 outs to do it. Chapman at second, Olson at third. Center fielder stepping in. Leibold batting .282, 0 for 2 today. Ruth checks the runners. He's into his windup. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to first. Janven's got it. Throws home. He is out at home. Runner reaches first on a fielder's choice. It's still 3-2. However, now there's 2 outs. The infield can move back as Ruth trying to get out of here and limit the damage. Chapman at third. Leibold at first. Steve O'Neill 1 for 3 on the day, 259 on the season. Here's Ruth's pitch. There's the swing. That's a ground ball to Yerkes at second. Easy throw to Janven at first. The Red Sox get out of it. However, Cleveland scores 2 to take the lead, top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 3-2 Cleveland. Mitchell now set to win his 15th game if the Red Sox can't score a run to tie it up. Top of the Red Sox order, we'll see Lewis, who committed that error that allowed one of those runners to score. Lewis is 1 for 2 on the day. He's batting .258 on the season. Let's see if he can make up for that error as Mitchell's into his windup. And here's the pitch. There's a little tapper to the left of the mound. Mitchell's picking it up, throws to first, but he will not beat Lewis, who is a speedy runner who beats out the infield hit. Lewis is on first. The Red Sox have the tying run on with nobody out. Everett Scott up. Everett Scott's had Lewis at first twice today. Lewis has attempted to steal both times. He has been thrown out on both occasions. Let's see what will happen now. Scott stepping in. Mitchell throws. There is a fly ball in the right field. He is out. One down. They didn't want to send Lewis, and they didn't want to have Scott bunt, so there's still a runner on first. One out, Speaker up. 0 for 1 on the day with an RBI on a sacrifice fly. Here's the pitch. Lewis is going to be caught stealing because he's out by a mile. That is his third caught stealing on the day. He has not had a good day on the base pass. Speaker now has 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Mitchell's pitch, and he's going to walk him for I think that's Mitchell's 4th walk of the day. Tying run on first in the form of Tris Speaker. Larry Gardner 1 for 3, 232 on the season. Mitchell checks Speaker at first. Here's the pitch. And he walks him on a 3-2 pitch. Red Sox have the tying run on second. Go-ahead run on first, both via the walk. Mitchell has walked 5 today, struck out 6, allowed 7 hits. Janvin, 282 hitter. Both Speaker and Gardner are fast runners. Janvin has 2 outs. Will Mitchell win and save his lead, or will Janvin win and Red Sox tie up the game? Here's the pitch by Mitchell. There's a little dribbler in front of the plate. He throws to first for the out. Side is retired. Red Sox do not score. We go to the top of the 9th. 3-2 Cleveland. Babe Ruth still on the mound as the AI leaves him in. He's pitched 8 innings, 10 hits, allowed 3 earned runs, struck out 2, walked 1. He is the pitcher of record and would lose this game if the Red Sox do not tie it up in the bottom of the inning. He's got his sign. Here's the pitch to Willie Mitchell, and there's a fly ball in the center field. Moving to his left is Speaker. There's one down as he puts it away. Top of the order, Graney 0 for 4. 264. Hitter. Here's Ruth's pitch. Graney swings, and he hits a fly ball to center field. Speaker moving back a couple of steps. He's going to put that one away. There it is for the out. 2 up, 2 down, top of the 9th. 2 up, 2 down, and Trey Turner up. A lot of T's there. He's 4-2 on the day. 4 hits in 2 at-bats. He's batting .279. Here's Ruth's pitch. There is a line drive in a right field moving over his rig, and that's going to drop in front of him. Turner picks up his 3rd hit of the day. He will be on first with 2 outs. Turner, 9 stolen bases. I suppose he could go. Joe Jackson up. I'm not sure. Joe Jackson, you would send him, would take the bat out of Jackson's hand. He's 2 for 4 today. 339 leads the American League. Ruth checks Turner. Here's the pitch. They're going to send him anyway. He's out by 10 feet. That will end the inning. Stolen bases today are a rarity. Caught stealing is the name of the game as we go to the bottom of the 9th, 3-2 Cleveland. We're approaching the 1 hour mark here on the broadcast. So this game is going a little faster than dead ball usually goes. Usually takes about an hour and 10 minutes to finish these games. This game is over if the Red Sox can't score. They will be sending up Ray Yerkes and Kerrigan. One of those guys to get on. Babe Ruth gets to bat again unless he's pinch hit for. Ray 0 for 3 today. His average down to 325. Mitchell looking for his 15th win. Here's the pitch. He swings and misses. One down, bottom of the ninth. Steve Yerkes down to 198, 0 for 3. Stepping in from the right side. Mitchell has the sign. Here's the pitch. That is a bounding ball to third. Third baseman's up with it. Over to first. 2 up, 2 down. Turner makes the play. And Bill Kerrigan is the only thing between Mitchell and his 15th American League leading victory here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Kerrigan 0 for 2, batting .222. Here's Mitchell's pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. He's up with it. He throws to first, but Kerrigan is going to beat it out. He is not going to throw to first. It looked like he bobbled it. I'm not sure what happened, but the official scorekeeper gave him a base hit. So Kerrigan is on first. And here comes Harry Hooper. Hooper was on I must have missed him in the lineup. Harry Hooper, who did not start today's game, and I was looking to put him in right field, stepping in, pinch hitting for Babe Ruth. Hooper batting .259. He bats from the left side. Mitchell pitches from the left side. Kerrigan on first. Here's the pitch to Hooper. There's a ground ball to short. Over to first. The game is over as Hooper grounds out. 6-3. Cleveland defeats Boston 3-2. Cleveland 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Red Sox 2-8 and 2 errors. Babe Ruth loses his game here in my alternate universe. Good thing it didn't change what happened in real life when he won. But this game is over. The Cleveland Naps get a game closer to Boston in the standings as we end this game and go to the box score. And what I usually do is read this little AI blurb. Red Sox are 48 and 33, 15 games above 500. Cleveland closing in a little bit on Boston, 41 and 36. They were 6 games behind Boston when the day started. They are now 5 games behind. The Cleveland Naps picked up a win at Fenway Park, knocking off the Boston Red Sox 3-2. Starting pitcher Willie Mitchell was the big reason why the victory gives Cleveland a record of 41 and 36. Ray Chapman made it 2 for 3 in favor of 3-2 in favor of Cleveland when he delivered the run-scoring single. It came with 1 out in the top of the 8th. The Naps went on to win. This was a tough loss, said Boston manager Bernie Strom. That's me. I'll stick it in. It'll stick in my car for a while. It did not. It quotes me, but it doesn't mention that Babe Ruth loses his major league debut. As we glance over the box score, Cleveland had 11 hits, 3 for Turner, 2 for Joe Jackson, 2 for Lajoie, and 2 for Chapman. That was a really good offensive performance for only scoring 3 runs. The Red Sox, top of the order, Lewis and Scott collected 2 hits apiece, but that was it for the Red Sox. Pitching-wise, both pitchers completed the game. Mitchell, 15 and 2 now. 9 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, struck out 5, walked 5. His ERA is now at 1.85. Buckshot, thank you for attending. Thank you for calling it a great game. I appreciate it. Same for Doug Hunt. Thank you for attending. I appreciate everyone who's arrived here today and took in this afternoon baseball game. Babe Ruth losing his first game, 9 innings pitched, 11 hits, only 3 runs, but there was enough for Cleveland to beat the Red Sox, striking out 2, walking 1. We go over to today's games as we hit Major League Baseball scores. Make sure we've got them all here. Red Sox lose the game. You just saw Cleveland 3-11-2. Red Sox 2-8-2. Mitchell the winner. Ruth the loser. St. Louis Browns lose to the Philadelphia A's, who pick up another game on the Red Sox. They are now 2 games up in the American League East. They lose as Philadelphia wins that game 6-1, 6-11-1 for the A's, 1-6-4 for the Browns. Shockey the winner. Whalen the loser. At Yankee Stadium, the White Sox defeated the Yankees 2-1. Faber the win, Brown the loss. So far, no home runs in the day. As we move over to Washington, Senators losing to the Detroit Tigers 4-1. Dose the winner, Bowling the loser. There was a home run in this game. Detroit's Heilman hit his 3rd home run. And lastly, there was a second game for the Philadelphia Athletics. They lose that game 3-2 to the Browns. 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for St. Louis, 2-2 and 1 for the A's. So that makes the Red Sox 1.5 games behind. We move to the National League. National League, the Brooklyn Robins defeated the Cincinnati Reds 5-2. 5-11-1 for Brooklyn, 2-8-2 for the Reds. Pfeffer winning pitcher. He's now 4-7. Ames the loser, 9-8. In Pittsburgh, for Beatles, the Pittsburgh Pirates win in 10, 2-1, 2-6-0, 1-5-1 for the A's. Marneau 1-0 for the Pirates. Tin Cup 1-4 loses the game for the A's. The Braves, maybe they're starting their run. We don't know. They're now 33-99. They shut out the Chicago Cubs. The Braves 4-6-1. Cubs 0-3-4. And finally, the Giants win again as they have a 12-game lead in the National League. They win 6-3, 6-10-0. Cardinals 3-10-1. Matheson the winner. He's 10-7. Sally the loser, 9-9. Christy Matheson hit his 6th home run on the season. As we finish today, we take one more look at the standings. Philly, as I mentioned, 1.5 games ahead of the Red Sox, and the Naps 5 games back. 12.5 game lead for the Giants, and the Braves are now won 7 of the last 10 games, maybe starting to make their move. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming by. Thank you, Buckshot, for coming in. Doug Hunt, Dwayne Martz stopped by. Lord Judgment 1818 was here, and Buckshot was the first person in the ballpark. Anyway, here we are, July 11th, 1914, Babe Ruth's Major League debut. He loses it 3-2 to the Cleveland Naps. Thank you for all coming in. I hope you all have a nice weekend. We'll broadcast again next week as I head off for San Jose to visit my grandchildren. And I'll be listening on YouTube for anybody else who's going to broadcast. Looking forward to listening to those games. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice day.